I'm gonna tell y'all how I started 107th Street Hacienda Village Boys. Well, that story goes back to 1979 to 1980 when my big brother Philip, from my father's first wife, I'm from my father's second wife. My father had me around 60. My mother was 30 years younger than he. But now his first wife was of his age. So I got big brothers that's right now, from his first wife, that's 80. And that's what it be. But anyway, my brother Philip, nephew Lonnie, call him Lunatic, from Pasadena, Devil Lane originally. They was living over on 107th between Compton Avenue and Central. This before the Nolans even moved on 107th. The Joe Nolan them, they was over there 113th in the block. I used to go where they house then. This is how Greg Nolan has a baby by my cousin Elaine. That's because they stayed on 107th. That's my nigga, my nephew Lunatic, rest in peace, from Pasadena, Devil Lane. That's his sister. And they was living there before the Nolans moved on 107th. And when they moved on 107th, they come flirt with my relative, Joe Nolan and them, and I go across the street, me and my nephew Lunatic, and, flirt with Joe Nolan and them sisters, all of them. They been knowing me. Much love to Ruby and all them. But anyway, Big Larry there was always staying there on the block, and Clyde and them, the Blackwells, Dennis Blackwell and them, and Harold and them, and goddamn, who the OGs on that motherfucker? I know everybody from the 70s on that block. The Hands, of course, they owned all that goddamn property. Eric Hands, I love you, kiddo. Go way back to riding that horse through my field and back of my house, bro. The only nigga from the Haciendas had a horse. But anyway, and so me living in the projects, first across the street from Compton Avenue, we moved in there, I was young. I was in the second grade, but I was born on 20th and Central. And my daddy was going through a divorce with my mom, and he had 3 houses right across the street from South Park that he owned, 3 houses on the same lot. So he was going through selling them, and he had a house on Gage, too. So he was going through selling or losing them, but he still had his savings, and he had already been retired from the city. But he started working at Markham Junior High when they started the Magna program until they started taking out of his retirement check, and he stopped. But he knew they was. But anyway, he ended up having to pay the money back for like 10 years. They was taking $100 out of his retirement for like 10 years straight. He told me they was going to do it, but he wanted to teach the kids how to read, especially from across the tracks around that Jordan Down area. They was really literate on that side, compared to our side, it seemed. And so my father was focused on teaching them. That's why Lil Luke and all them little niggas from Grape and all them original before the Watch Baby Lokes, they love Mr. Mac. They love my daddy. Well, anyway, that's how I started over there on 107, way back in the 70s. And as I got older, as the rocks came in, I started them guys to hustling. But at first I had them all building mini bikes and go-karts. And we were making zip guns, to shoot birds with and stuff. And target practice. I taught them how to do all that. I taught them how to make some light explosives, chemical explosives. And I taught them how to work on motorcycles, how to break the motors down. And I was teaching them how to replace their own piston and rings and stuff like that. And even on cars, how to replace their own heads. And, I'll do the crank, the cotton rod work, and the timing and all that. They wasn't that advanced, but I would have got them to that. But anyway, that's what I done with those guys on 107. And we was raising pigeons, those pigeons that flip in the air, me and Diego and them, original family, the Floreses. We be in their yard with Mo Loke from 108, 10-8 Bunny Hunter. This way before they wasn't even claiming 10-8 Bunny Hunter then, they were just 108. Ronald and Donald, the twins, all stayed on 108. But Mo Loke had the pigeons too, and he had Killer, one of the hardest ass pet bulls. Him and Jesse and the Eastlands, I go way back with them, and Big Berry G. Gorilla nigga, stay mean. I always fuck with Big Berry Jean back in the days. Niggas like him, Sneeze, and Larry Turner, the Turner boy. You know, Lil John and Vernon and them, big brother. That's my nigga. And Moses and them, the Turner boys, big brother. You know, you got to be OG to know them. I used to go back and forth over their house, though. I got Big Larry, one of our homegirls on 107. Matter of fact, Angel. So Big Larry used to come on 107 and kick with me and Big Barry Jean and be fucking Angel, thick ass. Uh, Big Larry Turner, rest in peace. Matter of fact, we was sitting on the porch when his brother Bernie got oozied up in the PJs. And you know, I know all that business because I was with them dudes. And Lil John Turner went to Compton Avenue with me. But they was their own gang. They never claimed Hat Gang and none of that shit. Much love to Hat Gang, Wayne. But they never claimed none of that Hat Gang, none of that, or Grape, or none of that. They was their own gang. They crazy in the motherfucker. You know, the Turner boys. They had a shootout with the Firestone Sheriffs. It made the news. But, you know, when I was going back and forth over their house, you know, trade mini bike parts, they was notorious. They had dead bodies already buried in the backyard and shit from people they killed. Real shit. The Turner boys, nigga. So I was familiar with them. And that old red nigga used to be over there with them freckles. I forget his name. You know, man, woo. But those were Watts ways.